Hey everybody, it's Nick Perri. Thank you for joining me on Rewind and Ride. On today's episode, we're continuing the conversation with Luke Spiller. We're going to pick a classic album on cassette. We're going to listen to it in my 1984 Trans Am. We're going to drive around. We're going to laugh. Let's go. Hey, so before we hop back into the interview with Luke, you may have noticed this is a slightly newer version and format of this show. We're doing widescreen content now for YouTube, where you're going to be seeing the full videos. If you're watching this on social media, awesome, but make sure you go to YouTube and watch the full-length, unedited versions of these videos. Like, subscribe, and share with your friends if you dig it. Leave a comment, leave an experience. Let us know when was the first time that you heard some of these classic records, what that experience was like for you. That's one of the reasons why we're doing it. It's been very rewarding, not only sharing the moments and memories that I have with this music, but also hearing about yours. Thank you for engaging with us. Thank you for sharing your stories. Keep doing it. Please share these videos with your friends. Enjoy the interview with Luke Spiller, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Where's your case? I haven't seen anyone with a...
That's what she said.
You're full of all the euphemisms today. Look at this. Oh.
All right, mate, pick a winner.
I'm going to go for Monsieur Bob Marley and the Wailers.
Yes. Show everybody, show the class. Luke has chosen the great Exodus by Bob Marley and the Wailers. Tell me your first memory of hearing this record.
I was about 15. It's quite funny, isn't it? Like when we're discovering music and of course like who we are as young adults, we I don't know about you, but I sort of was dipping my toes into like so many different genres at the time, including like lots of jazz and of course like old school rock and roll and whatnot, but reggae was something that I really dug into, and me and my friends thoroughly enjoyed for quite a while. And there are so many great other reggae artists that you could choose from, like Jimmy Cliff's also a really big reggae hero of mine, and like John Holt, Desmond Dekker, like a lot of the you can find like a lot of great reggae music from the old Trojan record like collections. And of course,
have you ever heard of Ernest Ranglin?
Rings a bell.
I'll play you something or I'll send it to you. He's from Jamaica, like how it was kind of all permeating and coming out of that area at that time, right. Ska and reggae and the whole thing. Keep going, sorry.
No, I mean, and then of course like the kingpin of reggae for everyone worldwide, of course, is Bob Marley, but he's worth the hype. You know
no
what
question.
I mean? It's not like as iconic as he is and as influential as he's been. There's a reason why he is, like, in my eyes, considered the Elvis Presley of the genre, and that's because he was white hot. He was just incredible, and amazing story, great legacy, an incredible original writer as well.
Incredible writer.
Yeah, really good.
For me, when I was sort of young and discovering all the things, people were handing me, what a magical time to be alive and be discovering things, because you only knew what you knew.
Right.
And then someone would hand you like, here's Led Zeppelin, and you're just like, what, you know what I mean? Like, here's Pink Floyd. Like, are you kidding me? Like, what do you mean that this is a thing? So I was having those moments, as we all were. Every week you were discovering something new. I remember when I got Tommy by The Who. It was just like a double vinyl, and you could sit down and listen to the whole thing.
You've got that one, or is that at home?
It's at home.
Oh, okay.
Brian Weaver joined Silvertide, and Brian was living down on Bainbridge Street, which is the street one over from South Street, in Philadelphia. And he was living in a house with a bunch of buddies so they all went to the University of the Arts, which was a college, specifically like the best like jazz college for music. all like these top cats were coming from U of A in Philly, and Brian was playing upright bass, and they were kind of like a little bit snobby, you know. But we forgive them.
Jazz musicians can be.
Anyway, every jazz musician who's watching this just turned it off. Anyway, no, I love you. So, anyway, I go to Brian's house, and I don't know what I was expecting, but I walk into this place, and there on the table is like an ashtray with like 400 cigarettes in it, and then on the corner of the table is like a giant homemade gravity bong.
Right.
There's a huge poster of Dark Side of the Moon on the wall. I was like, okay, this is cool. I'm gonna fit in well here. And I was at that house, and we had maybe done like a jam in the basement. We were all hanging out, maybe smoking a little bit afterwards, and somebody put this on vinyl. And I remember the intro of Natural Mystic creeping in.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
The way it fades in
boom,
as well.
Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. And it was moving. It was musical. It was, it got you riled up too. There's like, the element of revolution, right, that's present in that music.
It's rebellious.
It is. I mean, it's all the things that rock and roll is to me. And one of the things I've said over the last few years, I really mean it, is that to me, rock and roll is an attitude. It's not a genre. And I've heard more things in other genres, to me, that I feel like are more rock and roll than some rock music of our time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, you can be a pop artist. I think Chapel Roan is as rock and roll as they come. It's a giant middle finger to the status quo.
Right.
And I feel like in that way, Bob Marley was one of the most rock and roll figures of all time. You know what I mean?
One, make it popular. Second of all, making essentially a Bible story cool.
Yeah.
And something that people can dance to.
I mean, make it popular is an understatement. This album was massive.
Yeah.
It was, it turned the whole world onto his music and to the movement. Am I going the right way?
Yeah, to my house?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. You just need to get in the right lane again.
Okay. I didn't know whether I passed it or not. Dude, let's throw this bad boy in. And for everybody watching at home, look at this. This is an original The Wall sticker. Have you ever heard of The Wall?
No.
This was a music store, physical music store in America, like Sam Goody or like, I don't know, people who were around in the 90s know The Wall. And they had a lifetime guarantee that if anything happened to a tape or a CD, you could bring it back and you'd get a new one.
Which side are we doing?
Side A, baby. Come on. Oh, listen to that hiss. Fucking A.
Oh, the fade in. Woo! Just keeps going. Through the air. If you listen carefully now, you will hear.
Did I see a picture of you at 17 years old?
With dreads, yes.
With dreads?
You should put it up. You should show the audience it. I'll send it to you.
Can you tell us a little bit about this?
Well, I'll forgive myself for that. I mean, like I said, I've been one of those people that throws himself into anything that I love.
Mate, look who you're talking to.
Exactly.
There's only one way.
There's only one way,
If you're going to do it, you might as well overdo it.
There's only one way, and that's all the way.
100%
That's my
agree.
one. That's my new saying.
All right.
But I think I looked all right for a minute, for a hot minute.
It's a legendary picture, dude. It's so good.
So I showed it to someone. They said I looked extremely California-esque.
Perfect.
You know.
Full circle.
Full circle, yeah. And here I am now in LA.
Writing songs about California.
Yeah. But yeah, it was one of those things of, it's not a phase, Mum. It clearly was. But what's really special is now when I hear any of these artists that we've mentioned, I'm transported back to this moment
Of course.
of self-discovery and, in many ways, innocence.
I mean, you just hit it. That's the premise of this show, Rewind and Ride.
Yeah,
When we listen to a record, and this is why there's been so many comments and such a great outpouring for this series, is that everybody's transported back to when they hear it. And
Yeah.
you can put in any one of these classic albums and talk about it, and we all have a story. We all
Yeah.
have a moment of like, ooh, I remember when I was in my older brother's car, or
Yeah.
and we heard this, or we went to this concert, or whatever it was. Like, that's the kind of stuff that just like, talk about nostalgia. I mean, it's just like, it just makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
exactly. It's fun. Thank you for having me.
Well, I have to say, yes, I'm just going to say, what a pleasure it has been.
Thank you. Always a
Mr.
pleasure.
Spiller.
man. Always a pleasure.
Good luck on the new release. Make sure you check out the 3 new singles that are out by Luke Spiller.
Yeah, I have a 4th single which drops the same day as the album, which I believe is the 25th of April.
Ooh, coming up.
Yeah.
Tell everybody the name of the album.
The name of the debut solo album is entitled Love Will Probably Kill Me Before Cigarettes and Wine.
Thanks for joining us on Rewind and Ride. I'm Nick Perri, and I'll see you next time.